Updates on the Alaskan pipelines, Chevron continues reconstruction, and new efforts underway for ethanol development. All this coming up on today's EnergyScout News. Hello and welcome to EnergyScout News and Information. I'm Brian Bucklider. Today's segment will focus on major producers within the energy industry. Alaska may have granted permission for TransCanada Corp's Keystone Oil Pipeline system, but the project still has its share of hurdles. The National Resources Defense Council has gone to court in an effort to block the U.S. government's approval of the $5 billion project. In other news, reconstructing continues within Chevron. In the last several weeks, Chevron has cut 600 jobs in its downstream operations. The cuts are part of a plan implemented last year. The reconstructioning has cost the company $36 million. And now let's take a look at what else is happening in the energy industry. BP has formed a $90 million alliance with biofuel company Verenium Corp. The alliance is intended to spur development of new methods for making ethanol fuels. Verenium has been developing cellulosic ethanol technology that uses plant waste instead of corn to produce the biofuel. As part of the deal, BP acquires rights to Verenium's technology and will fund research and development until 2010. ConocoPhillips and BP hope to persuade ExxonMobil Corp to join its efforts to develop the Denali gas pipeline in Alaska. The project competes with TransCanada's Keystone pipeline. ExxonMobil, which controls most of the gas reserves there, hasn't committed to either pipeline at this point. Denali would run 2,000 miles between Prudhoe Bay and Alberta. The pipeline would have a daily capacity of 4 billion cubic feet. And now it's down to business. First up, let's take a look at today's major leaders and laggards. In fuel this week, diesel is averaging $4.50 and regular is averaging $3.88. Now it's time to shift gears and take a look at this week's mergers and acquisitions. And in strange news today, a politician is thrown out because she didn't have her ID. Take a look.
You love Des Moines, I know it.
She has traveled the state and headlined parade, appeared on television, and signed legislation. But all that couldn't get Governor Christine Gregoire into this bar in Olympia.
And the young man said, if you don't have ID, you can't get in.
That's right, Governor Gregoire was turned away last weekend from Hannah's Bar and Grill. Gregoire and her staff had just attended the annual Capitol Lake Fair and headed to Hannah's.
There was someone at the door checking ID. I didn't happen to bring my wallet.
The new bouncer wouldn't budge, even when others vouched for Gregoire.
He simply said, yes, I understand, but with no ID, she can't get in. So I went home and my husband went in.
What was your reaction? Owner Tot Ruzicka says he has no idea why the 23-year-old bouncer chose to card the 61-year-old Gregoire.
I think I hadn't given him very much training at that point.
Governor Gregoire is not alone. The Washington State Liquor Control Board says it gets complaints all the time from people who are clearly of age but who still get carded.
Call in and say, you know, I'm 50 years old and I was just carded and kicked out of a restaurant.
Jennifer Skoda with the Liquor Board says the state law doesn't spell out who should be carded.
But the burden's also with the licensee to ensure that their patrons are over 21. So the Liquor Board will hold the licensee responsible.
I am very complimented that he thought that I was under 21 years of age.
If I'm working the door, she can come on in.
And I'd just like to see the bouncer try it with this politician. And that's it for today's Energy Headlines. If you have any news from around the oil patch, be sure to contact us at EnergyScout.com. And don't forget to join us tomorrow, where we will take a look at independent producers within the energy industry. For EnergyScout News and Information, I'm Brian Bucklider.
Did you know Back in 1970, we imported 24% of our oil, and by 1990, it was 42%. Today, it's almost 70% and climbing every minute. Over $700 billion are leaving this country to foreign nations every year. That's 4 times the cost of the Iraqi war, and it's killing our economy. It'll be the largest transfer of wealth in the history of mankind. We don't need any more talk. We need action, and we need a plan. And it's got to be the top priority of the next president and the next Congress. I'm T. Boone Pickens. I've been an oil man my whole life, but this is one emergency we can't drill our way out of. And I have a plan. In the coming weeks, I'm going to share the details of that plan to use American technology and alternative energy to slash our dependency and break foreign oil's stranglehold on us. It's our crisis, and we can solve it.